Yeah, speaking of the Big Dipper, I used to do that. God, I remember it was quite a while back, very, very long time ago. And yeah, I remember as a kid, me and my dad, we used to, if we were coming back from the country, we went to visit relatives, or if for some reason we went to the movies in the evening, which was kind of funny because when Star Wars came out, I remember I was actually in grade school when the book. We used to have this little thing in school where they would have like a little catalog, but it was like a book catalog, and they'd pass it around, and we would kind of say, "Oh yeah, we want this," and our parents would go ahead and buy them for us. And I remember seeing Star Wars, and I was thinking, Star Wars, because I love Star Trek. I grew up on like Star Trek, the original series, and things like that. And I'm like, Star Wars. Well, that's a stupid name. Star Wars. How do stars go to war? It's a star. Because I was a kid, and when Star Wars actually came out in the '70s, we saw it. The There was a theater here. It was the Showcase Cinemas. It's gone now, but they used to be one of the best cinemas here in Louisville. And when it came out, me and my dad, we would always go to the movies. On sometimes on like on not every weekend, but you know, I would want to say maybe once a month, maybe once every couple months. And so we were up at Showcase Cinemas. We'd gone out to eat, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, let's go to a movie." He's like, "Okay." And so we stopped by Showcase Cinemas, and I was like, "Okay, what are we gonna watch?" And it was Star Wars. I'm like, "Oh, I read about this. I had a book. I've got the book. I still have the book. I actually still have the book that I got when I was in grade school." And I still haven't completely read it, but I did read the part where they fought in the volcano, I think it was, or something like that. There was something. It kind of describes something, I forget. And because I only read like pieces of it, and I said, "Let's check this out." And it was the third day. It was the third day that it had premiered, and blew me away. Never, it was like it was so cool because it put things in more of a spiritual sense than more of a physical sense, and and I think that's where wonder exists, in that metaphysical, in that kind of spiritual realm. Okay, let me see. So what I've done, let's see. Let's get our test going. Let me see here. Equip Settlers. Okay, so we've got. There is the new any. I disabled the original one so you can see it. It's probably going to prompt me to have something to look at it. So what I did was I took the original and I renamed it, and then I just created a new text file, and then I put just the settings you gave me. So let me check and see. All right. Yeah. Okay. Want to see if a message come in. Okay. So let's go ahead and run this test. Let's see what happens. Okay. All right. Let's fire off our game. But yeah, that was so cool, and that was something me and my dad did years ago. And when I had children, when me and my wife had children, I would always, we would, when they were kids, I kind of passed that along, that wonder of, because I think sometimes I think perspective is sometimes really good for a person, just a person, a human being. I didn't want to use the term human being. It reminded me of a movie I'd seen where, the path of a true human being, I think it was Dances with Wolves, or some of the Native Americans had said that. But I think it's good for human beings to really see things in perspective. I think every day they should really, enjoy what they have, and, kind of just have that spirit of thanks about how amazing things really are. In a sense, you kind of enjoy life. But most of the time, people are always so focused on, things that they can gather, things that they can do, kind of that materialistic thing, which those things don't always last. And then when those things somehow disappear or are not in such a pristine state through aging or time, wear and tear, they just, they always want something new, without really knowing that they pretty much have everything they really need already with them. Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed. Yeah, this is an SS2 play. This is an SS2 playthrough. So I don't think, I think every object, like a transfer settlement, I believe every object is separate. However, there are collections in here. So let's go over here. I am near, let's wait for that to pop up. I am near, I'm in Sanctuary, and the bed I am near is hopefully this one. Now, the reason I can select this is Valence's Deep Clean and Remodel. The closest bed I probably have is this, and I can select it. So see, I can select that. So these are not static collections. I had thought maybe they had done static collections, and maybe that's what was causing the bed to give an error. And the only other bed that might be close enough is over here, which is this one. And I wanted to show you this because this is, I don't know, this is not normally a workshop bed that a person can place. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up for you so you can kind of see it. You can take a look at it and you can see where it comes from. All right, and then let's go over this way and let's take a look at this other one. So I don't know if that matters, if the actual base reference of the object matters. Okay, so these are the ones I think you were talking about. See the military cot? I'm assuming that, see how the last base change or the last base record change come from workshop rearranged. I don't know if that matters or not, because that would be the base record change, but I wouldn't think so, but just in case. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and let that clear out, and then we will go back in and drop the chest. Okay, so let's do furniture, containers. I actually remembered this time. Furniture, containers. Let's just drop this here. There we go, that's perfect. Okay, let's go in and do USO. I want to do a, let me do terminals. Here we go. I want one of these. Let's drop this down. And, okay. All right. I think I'm going to have to grab the, let's let that clear out. I'm going to have to grab the holotape again. Let's go ahead and grab some armor here. We're going to start, well, let's do weapons. I think we had weapons last time. So let's go ahead and grab, let's see, I'll take these. I was looking at my own inventory. I don't have anything in there that I could use, so we're just going to put the same things in here. Let's open it up. And let's go ahead and put our 10 millimeter, or yeah, 10 millimeter, and our shotguns. Okay, let's go ahead and, now I know I'm doing this a little bit out of sequence here, so we're kind of doing a test where I put the stuff in there first, and then we're going to modify the trunk. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this as 8192, good, and then let's do an EquipSettler. Okay, so that did not crash. Okay, so that did not crash at all. Everything's still in there. So I'll show you that again. Okay, so let's do a ES control tape. EquipSettler. And that didn't crash. Okay, let me go ahead and pack those logs up for you, and that way it'll help you debug it. I'm going to go ahead and get started on a quick stream for SS2, and they usually last about an hour. I'm going to have to do Vault 81, and Vault 81 is an absolute nightmare given the fact that I don't want to get bit by mole rats. I mean, it's not that big of a debuff, but I'm going to try to have a perfect run there. I got to get Curie, so I want to swap out dog meat here with Curie. So that's probably going to take me about an hour or so, and then I'll be able to check back in and see what we have. All right, let me go ahead and link you this, and yeah, we're good. We'll be good to go. So just give me a holler, and we can do your next test.